JavaScript, like many programming languages, if not all of them these days, has regular expressions built into the language. Now, regular expressions are odd-looking sequences of characters that describe and can match patterns in strings. They let you verify that a credit card number has the right amount of digits, or that an email address or URL matches a basic pattern, or that a password has a mixture of uppercase and lowercase letters, or just to find certain words in a larger string. Now, nobody finds regular expressions pleasant to begin with, but they're very useful. And there's always two parts to them. First, you create the regular expression that describes the pattern that you're looking for, and then you apply it to something else to see if it matches. So step one, we describe the regular expression. We can create a variable in JavaScript. I've created one called myRe for my regular expression, and set it equal to /hello/. This is almost like creating a string variable, except we don't use quotes, but forward slashes to mark the beginning and the end. Now, this is actually a shortcut in JavaScript for the longer version, which we could use the new keyword, new RegExp, or regular expression object, and pass in hello. These both would create the same variable. It's the same way that we can create a new array object or use square brackets as a shortcut. We can make a new regular expression object or use the forward slashes as a shortcut. Now, this is about as simple a pattern as you can get. It's just going to look for the word hello to exist somewhere in a string to be matched against. So I can then create a new string, in this case call it myString. And what I'm going to do is call the test method of my regular expression against my string. So if myre.test, pass my string in, does that word hello occur? Yes, it does. Will pop up an alert. Now, this is case sensitive. Calling test will just return true or false. If you called search instead, you would actually return the position of the first match. A more complex pattern than just single words are created by using special characters. So as an example, if I created a regular expression variable with the caret symbol, this would denote the start of the word or the string that we're matching it again. So hello would have to appear right at the start of the string. On the flip side, hello with a $sign at the end means hello would have to appear at the end of the string. And we can get even more specific. If I use a plus sign somewhere in the regular expression, that means the previous character, in this case L, has to appear once or more, which in this case would match for hello with one L, hello with two L's, or hello with a dozen or 500 L's. If I instead used an asterisk, that would be 0 or more times. So the previous character L would have to be there 0 or more, which means it would also match on HEO, so no L at all. And then we can also use a question mark, which means just 0 or 1. So HEO would match, HELO would match, but any more L's than that would not match. If I use the pipe, it means either or. In this case, would be true if the string contained either hello or goodbye. If I use the point here, it means any character, which would match a whole bunch of different things. Now, you'll also see the backslash used a lot with regular expressions. So \W used as one little piece here means that this must be an alphanumeric character or an underscore. \B means a word boundary, like a space or a new line, which means here that hello would have to appear after a space or after a new line as a word by itself and not as part of another word. And very often you'll also see the square brackets being used to denote a range of characters to match on. So in this case, I've got CRNLD inside square brackets. That means any of those letters followed by OPE will be regarded as true. But if I have a different letter, it will not. Now, as you're probably beginning to tell, there's a lot of these things, and there's way more than I can show you here. And what we start to do is describe more complex patterns by starting to string them together. So as an example, here's one that would check for a valid format for a US zip code with an optional 4-digit extension. We're surrounding it with the forward slashes at the start and end. Then we're using the caret at the start to denote the start of the string. and saying what characters are allowed, how many characters there can be, and then the question marks to denote whether things are optional or not. Now, bear in mind, you're likely to begin by finding examples of these online. If you're looking for a regular expression to match a credit card number format or a date or a password, there's really no reason you should be writing it yourself from scratch. Now, oftentimes the best regular expression is a matter of some considerable debate. People have been arguing for many years on what the so-called ideal regular expression for an email address would be. Now, here's an actual very simple one. What this is saying is that the first part of the line begins with the caret, and then after that we can have multiple letters, digits, periods, dashes, and underscores. Then the @ sign must exist, and then more of these matches where we can't use the special characters, then at least one period, and then it must end with the top-level domain, which can be 2 to 4 letters like .com, .net, .org, or a country code like UK. But here's the thing, email regular expressions are notoriously difficult, and this one actually isn't correct. It won't allow long top-level domains like .museum, which might be rare, but certainly does exist, and it doesn't allow plus signs in the email, which can be used by some mail systems. In fact, the range of permissible email addresses is more complex than you might think, and if you include non-Western character sets, you could get into more complex regular expressions that are dozens or even hundreds of lines long. There really is no perfect regular expression for validating email. There's just a variety of ones that are good enough. And this is worth bearing in mind with regular expressions. There's a lot of knowledge out there. Right now, what you need to understand is what they are and how they're used. Regular expression syntax is not something you need to memorize just yet if you've never come across them before. They are a tool, and they're something to be used when you need them.